Aloha and happy, what is today? Monday, December 30th. We're getting close to the new year. So this is my Edwin F. Bryant translation of the Yoga Sutras, and today we will be on Yoga Sutra 1.3. Tadā, Drastuh, Svarūpe, Vasthānam, which means that then, at that point, the seer abides in its own true nature. So, the first sutra we went over, Atta Yoga Nushasanam. Now, the teachings of yoga are presented. Next, Patanjali explains what is yoga, what happens when we do yoga. So, yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So, yoga is the stilling of the mind fluctuations, which then leads us to, okay, that sounds good. What happens after we do that? Once we've accomplished calming, stilling the mind, our seer, our true nature, or Purusha, our divine soul, is able to remain in its own true state of consciousness. So Tadā means then, at that point. Tadā also means mountain. If you've ever been in a yoga class, Tadasana, which I like to say is the magician's favorite pose. Tadasana. Anyways, then Drastuh is a variant of the root drish. Maybe you've heard in your class before drishti. So if we're doing a certain pose like vrikshasana, tree pose, we may see bring your drishti through your third eye. So that comes from the similar root. In this sense, though, the seer is not the physical gross form of seeing with our eyes, but seeing with our true consciousness, coming into our true nature, which is Svarūpe, and Vasthānam is to remain or abide in that. So, we've gone through 3 days of sutras. We're coming close to our new decade. I also want to talk about, since we're on day 3, the number 3 and Trinity, and mention that yoga is not a religion. It has some bases in Hinduism, and I want to make sure that people who are of a certain religion understand that they can practice yoga and still take part in their own religion, and that one doesn't conflict with the other. I was raised Christian, and I feel personally that with yoga I have come more deep into spirituality. So instead of focusing more on the religion, I believe in Jesus's message of love and coming into my true nature and meditating with God, which I think enhances and can enhance others in their quest for enlightenment, happiness, joy. It's also important to remember in Colossians, in the New Testament, it is mentioned that our body is a temple. And one of the yoga masters, Iyengar, stated that he believed that his body was his temple and the asanas were his prayers. So if we do believe that our body is a temple, I think it's great to treat it right, give it the right food, and do the physical asana practice. And further going down this path, asanas are just 1/8 of the whole spectrum of what yoga is. So asanas are fantastic, I love them, and if we think of it as a wheel with 8 different spokes, if one of those spokes is missing, the wheel might be kind of wobbly. So just in the same way, if we're doing yoga with only one spoke connecting us, which a lot of times in Western United States, it's just the asana practice, I feel like the wheel would be completely wobbly and it would be hard to go down our path. So yes, I believe in the asanas, and I think it's important for us to remember that they were brought about in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, first to our attention, in order to help us to relax our bodies so that we could more easily enter into pranayama and then enter more deeply into meditation, which helps us to arrive at samadhi. And I mentioned earlier the number 3 in Trinity. I think it's kind of interesting that yoga talks about Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as 3 forms of God, and maybe some people would say, that's not good because there's only one God. And in Catholicism and Christianity, we believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it's kind of 3 entities there too. So I think it's just very interesting and unique to see similarities and comparisons between the ancient belief systems and religions of the world. And if anybody has any questions about this, I am definitely open to talk further about it. And until tomorrow, namaste.